Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for being here today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today I got to do a marathon for a good friend of someone that we met actually in Montreal. Here we go. This is actually a shirt that I bought when we went to see Frank. And I wanted to thank him for thinking of this marathon and, of course, for his friendship and everything he has done for us. Comments, just like, having such a good day. We only spent one day in Montreal because we went to Munich. But what a day. It was a lot of fun. And I was so tired. I'm still embarrassed. But I hadn't really slept at all on the flight and the day before, and it was just like I was falling asleep the entire day, so Frank had to put up with that. So again, I apologize for that, but here we are. And also finally Frank was able to catch up on the videos, because we do post a lot, so he's like, hey, like calm your horses there a little bit. But this is going to be super interesting. So today we're going to do 5 songs, like I said, that are very, as you can see in the description, they're very, these songs are very, well, famous songs from other artists, but we're going to do the cover versions. So we're going to compare. I just right now, before pressing record, I spent, some 20 minutes listening to the original versions. I honestly didn't listen to Metallica, Enter Sandman, because I've heard that like hundreds and hundreds of times, and the other one I didn't listen to was Thank You from Led Zeppelin, because I know it so well. I've heard these songs in the thousands of times. But I just I revisited Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson, and then I revisited The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, and the one that I almost didn't remember was from Don McLean, Vincent. So we're gonna do all those. And so the bands, so this is the order we're going to do it in. Let's see. Let me just pull up the email that Frank sent me. All right. So thank you so much for sending me, the playlist by, in Spotify, and also the YouTube links. That was very, very sweet. And so we're going to start it off with Smooth Criminal, which is by Michael Jackson, but we're going to do the 2CELLOS version. And it says here, this is the song that made Sir Elton John call them to see if they wanted to open for him for his whole tour and also play with him and his band. Wow, I did not know that. That's crazy. It says the song went viral and the rest is history. That is so cool. Then the second one. Now, The Sound of Silence, of course, by Simon and Garfunkel, is here by Disturbed. And I was surprised because when I pulled it up, the Disturbed version came before. It's almost like it has more, I don't know, people listen to that. It says the song is really different from the rest of Disturbed's hit songs, but it showcases David Draymond's vocals. All right. Now, Vincent, here, the original. I have it right here by Don McLean. This version is from NOFX. Much faster paced than the original song, completely revamped. All right. Then Thank You, that of course Led Zeppelin, but we're going to do the Tori Amos version. This is side B. This is a side B from her first album that she sings from time to time, live. Cover from Led Zeppelin, of course. Yes. And then Enter Sandman. And this is the amazing band from Mexico, The Warning. It says, I took the live version because of the Blacklist album. There's an extra singer, and I prefer Danny's voice, and the amazing, and the Warning is amazing live. So super cool. I'm going to pull up that video in a second. So that's the marathon. Thank you so much again, Frank, for sponsoring this. I appreciate it. Give me just one moment. I'll be right back. All right, so here we go with what we usually all know by Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal. And this is going to be an instrumental version. And if you don't know 2CELLOS, look up, on YouTube, of course. Look them up. They're really cool. I've seen them before playing, I think, Metallica and stuff like that. they're just amazing. By the end of the song, you know, their bows, they're just like destroyed because they really rock. So here we go, you know, but 2CELLOS by Smooth Criminal by 2CELLOS. Here we go. Dum, 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 dum. I remember this. That Billie Jean, right? Dun, 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 dun. Very good, man. You know, to transform Michael Jackson's music, because it's so, I mean, there's a lot of stuff added there, you know, and with Quincy Jones behind the helm, you know, there's a lot of stuff in Michael's music. And, but I really love how they, you know, took, I guess they also do this, you know, they kind of like percussion with the cellos. So I love that they had to play the bass line, the chords, and a cello is not a rhythm instrument, you know, it's a lead instrument. So it's a challenge. So one plays the rhythm and does all the, you know, the percussion and drums, the bass line and everything, and then the other guy does the voice. And I love that with the help, of course, delay and technology, everything becomes alive. And but it's it must be really, really difficult to play this live, and they do it, you know. And I love that. I think I'm not wrong. That dum 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 dum. That part is I don't know if that's, I think it's from Billie Jean, and I love that little, you know, change there. And I think he was like improvising a little bit. But yeah, all in all, it's a great cover. I think this must be crazy live. And I wanted to tell you guys, I'm going to put this in the description. Frank, you know, he sometimes when he goes to concerts, he takes a little footage and he puts it on his channel. Check it out, because I've watched some of his videos and they're really good. So, you know, and also, you know, maybe you can subscribe to Frank. It's a smaller channel, but hey, you know, you never know. So just putting it out there. I'll put it in the description if you want to join. But he's not like a YouTuber or anything, so he doesn't do this for, you know, like serious. He just like likes to share. So if you want to watch them, go ahead. Okay, now this one is like, I'm really interested in this one, because how can you take such an iconic song, like such a acoustic, you know, a legendary song as, you know, The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, like these two, the way they harmonize, the way they sing, and the way they play is just amazing. And so Disturbed, I'm not really familiar. I mean, just by the cover, I can see that it's, you know, it has the parental advisory on there. So they mean business, and it looks very metal, you know? So, yeah, I don't know what we're getting into, but hey, you know, I'm a fan of you know, of all sorts of music. You know, I listen to a lot of heavy metal, so I'm not intimidated. So, but yeah, let's just see how they interpret it. Here we go. Sound of Silence by Disturbed. Here we go. Okay. Totally different.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone.
Wow, man.
Narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows.
Wow. Wow. So, like they say, never judge a book by its cover. I totally misjudged the cover because I saw the cover, you know, like with this monster, and I was like, they're gonna be like, you know, that kind of stuff. And oh my god, they literally respected the version completely. I mean, even this had more orchestration than the original. It's literally like, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not saying this is better, but it's, I think, is as good as, you know, because they really respected the source material. It's a ballad, you know, it's a very, it's supposed to get an emotion out of it, you know, that's not like the happiest. It's a sad song. And I felt that here as well. I loved all the build up, the orchestra. I loved the, you know, how he started very soft and then he really went up there with his voice, very strong voice. You know, I looked him up and he's a very, you know, he's a strong guy, you know, he looks very tough. And that's, you know, where you get fooled, you know, you can, that's again misjudging completely. Like, he was very much singing, like, you know, very beautifully. I would love to know what Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel, you know, think of this version, if they've heard it, you know, because this is really a cool tribute. This is a cool cover. They say, you know, if you're gonna cover something, make it better or make it as good as. And this is, I guess, you know, as good as. I don't want to, because the original will always be better because it's the original, you know. But I mean, this was very, very close, and I just think this was a great, and there was no like distortion really applied or anything, or some kind of weird solo. They didn't went out of the original, you know. So I think this was great, and I wanted to say this reminded me a lot of what's his name, Eric Adams. So if you want to check him out, Frank, I'm not saying so. Eric Adams is the vocalist of the band Manowar, and there's a song called Heart of Steel, and it's, they also sing it in German, Herz aus Stahl. But listen to that, listen to Heart of Steel, and you're gonna find a little bit of a comparison. They're from the 80s, so I don't know if he was inspired a little bit by Eric Adams. Eric Adams is a phenomenal singer. Manowar is a band, you know, they're very it's an 80s band, and they're very 80s, you know, they're all muscular, they all look like Conan the Barbarian. So it's, again, you know, the music, you look at the cover and you must be like, oh god, that's gonna be brutal, but they have very beautiful ballads. And I think Eric Adams also has that very powerful voice, but he can also sing like an angel, just like this. So this was very, very, very good. Totally like that. I love that because I thought I was gonna hear something and it was completely the opposite. So congratulations to Disturbed, you know. And it's also, I think, one of their most popular songs. When I Google, you know, the band, like this comes up. I really think they won the hearts over a lot of people. And that's what was so surprised when I put in, you know, Sound of Silence on Spotify. This version came up first. So I guess, you know, they really love this one, and I do so as well. This was really good, so thank you. Okay, so let's go back to the email here that Frank provided me with. So Vincent, we're going to listen to the version by NOFX, and I just listened right now, literally like 15 minutes ago, to the original version, and yeah, I loved it. Let's see what NOFX does with it. Here we go. Yeah.
Starry night.
Ooh.
Paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer day.
Very
with
different.
eyes that know the darkness in my soul.
Okay, this is what I expected with Disturbed, you know, more like a Punch. This reminds me a lot of the music that Alexia listens to. The indie. I don't know, like punk. That kind of like it's just that. Also, I totally forgot. Usually, I'm always very very I say the years of the album. So this is from 2002. Disturbed was from 2015. And the first song, the cellos, I'm so sorry, 2011. I'm sorry, I usually do that, but I guess, I don't know, I forgot. So here we go, let's go back.
With eyes that know that darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hill. Skids the trees and daffodils. Kiss the breeze and winter chills. In colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me. How you suffered for your sanity. How you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night. Portraits hung in empty halls. Frameless heads on nameless walls. With eyes that watch the world and can't forget. Like strangers that you met. Ragged men in ragged clothes. Silver thorn, a bloody rose. Left crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me. How you suffered for your sanity. How you tried to set them free. They would not listen and are listening still. Perhaps they never will. For they could not love you. But still your love was true. And when no hope was left in sight, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you.
Very, oh, okay. Very, very good. Yeah, and I thought this band was newer. They're formed in 1983. And because I wanted to see, okay, what style is this? Because it sounds a little bit like punk, but it says NoFX is a rock band. It reminded me a little bit of, like, let's see. So it says punk rock, okay. But there's all these other melodic hardcore skate. Yeah, it reminded me like of a little bit of like skate punk. And even though I didn't have that in my mind, it says ska, pop. But so they're still going in 1983 and they're still out there. So this is literally my introduction to NoFX. I never had heard them before. It sounded a little bit, like other bands from like later, from the 2000s, Blink 182. Although I never got into that kind of music. I don't know. I literally skipped like everything that didn't have guitar solos. I don't know why. I think that is very ignorant by me, but I was just so much into guitar solos, like bands with, you know, like melodic stuff and stuff like so yeah, it's just like, you know, that's, you just choose, and sometimes you miss out on a whole genre of music because of a certain element that you think should be there. For example, one of my best friends, he loves heavy metal, but as soon as he heard a keyboard or like a keyboard solo, you know, like, I don't know, those who are played in Dream Theater or like, you know, Genesis or like any prog band, he was like, no, heavy metal should not have keyboards. I'm like, why? Like, why would you say that? Symphony X, there's so many bands that that have keyboards, you know, and it fits really well because, I mean, it's all that orchestration that they do and the solos are amazing. But for him, it was like, no, a band with keyboards for me is not a metal band. And I'm like, well, you know, you're wrong. But, you know, maybe it was his way of missing out on amazing bands, you know, like Shadow Gallery and, you know, Dream Theater. And I mean, Liquid Tension. Liquid Tension he liked for some reason, but that's instrumental. So I don't know, you know. So yeah, so just like he missed out, you know, on bands for having keyboards, I missed out on bands for not playing solo. So, you know, it just goes, I guess that's just when you're young and stupid, you do that kind of stuff. So next song. So far, I'm really, really surprised with all the different styles. I mean, we have a cello song, you know, then we have an amazing like ballad by this like heavy metal band, you know, and then we have NOFX, which basically reminded me, you know, of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you know, that is a video game, where there's a lot of punk, a lot of punk music and skateboard music, surf music, all that good stuff, you know. So NOFX, I'm gonna have to check them out because they're fun. I'm sure like going to a concert like this, like NOFX, must be so much fun because it's wild. It's just any other metal band or a rock band, you know. So okay, so this is now this audio is going to be pulled from YouTube. Let me see, I have it right here. And so this is Tori Amos and playing the amazing, this is one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs, Thank You, from Led Zeppelin 2. Is it Led Zeppelin 2? Let me see. I think it is. Drop some rain. Yes. Led Zeppelin 2. And this came out what year? I should know this. I think it's 69. Let's check. 1969, yes. Led Zeppelin 2, Thank You. This is Tori Amos. Let's go. I hope there's no commercial or anything, but if there is, I'll have to cut it out. Here you go. It's loading. Da-da-da-da.
In the sun, refuse to shine. I would still be loving you.
Wow.
Mountains crumble to the sea. There would still be you and me. Kind woman, I give you my all. Kind woman, nothing more.
The change.
Little drops of rain whisper on the plains, tears of run thrust in the days gone by. If our love is strong, here there is no together we shall go until we die. Oh my, inspiration is what you are to me. Inspiration, love to say.
Wow, man. Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ. That was difficult. That was difficult to hold it in. This is, I mean, this cover was literally like as good as, you know, and that's, you know, to say as good as Led Zeppelin, but it is, you know, it's a piano version. The voice is just amazing. And it's a little faster. The original Thank You is a little bit longer and has like all these parts, you know, and it's a love song, you know, that Robert Plant wrote for his wife back then. And it's a beautiful song. Like, I've always loved that song. Even I remember the first couple of times I would listen to Thank You on Led Zeppelin 2, that would make me just cry, you know. And I love when they sing together in a chorus, you know, the drops of rain, you know, like I love that. This was a beautiful freaking version. Thank you so much, Frank, you know, for showing me this, because I would have discovered this. I mean, it's not even on Spotify, so it's a shame. This one should be, you know, this one should really be on there, you know. But there's live versions of Tori on Spotify singing Thank You, because I did look it up. I was just maybe I can find it. But there's like little like medleys that she does, like Led Zeppelin medleys. But hey, this was as good as. So wow. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull up the screen here in a second, and we're gonna see the amazing band, the amazing trio from Mexico of these sisters that play just this amazing metal, and they're just super talented. And but I want to get some facts straight, because I usually mess it up when it comes to this band. There was some really cool story. The guitar that's you know, that she's playing was gifted to her, but she didn't really know at the moment that that she was going to keep that guitar. So that's what Frank told me yesterday. But I'm going to do some I just want to get the names right and everything, because I usually mess that up. So just give me a moment and I'll be right back. All right, so I got it. So Lizzie Hale passed down, you know, she paid it forward from Hailstorm, gave Danny Villarreal from The Warning, a special Gibson Explorer guitar at an Irving, Texas concert on August 2nd, 2022. So this is the clip that we're going to see. She's going to play Enter Sandman. And, or maybe, I'm not sure because this looks like during the day, but the guitar she's playing, because I messaged Frank and I was like, wow, she's playing like this James Hetfield-esque guitar, you know, this Gibson Explorer. And then he told me, yeah, it was actually given to her, you know, by Lizzie Hale. And that is so cool, you know, when musicians do that to the next generation, because she's obviously a lot younger. So The Warning consists of 3 sisters out of Monterrey, Mexico. And so finally, I'm gonna get the names right. So we got Daniela Villarreal, or Danny, on lead guitar and guitars, backing vocals, piano as well. Then we got Paulina, or Pau Villarreal, on drums and backing vocals and piano. And Alejandra, or Ale. And it's so funny because I call Alexia Ale all the time. I'm like, Ale. So it's just and we have also in our family, we have a Paulina. We also call her Pau. It's very, very common in Mexico to shorten the names. It's very, very, it's like you never call your friend Daniela. If her name is Daniela, she's Danny. So that's just the way it is, especially in Mexico. So yeah, so they're gonna play Nothing Else Matters. So Nothing Else Matters. Enter Sandman, Nothing Else Matters. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to get the facts straight. All right, and here we go. This is The Warning, Enter Sandman, live at Teatro Metropolitano, Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City, on this is August 29th, 2022. So it's not that day she got the guitar gifted, but this is the guitar they gifted to her. So here we go.
Take my hand.
Wow. Freaking amazing. Like, you know, I grew up with Metallica, you know, and let me just close this. When you see a tribute like this, you know, let me move this. Like over here. When you see a band that young, you know, playing, I mean Metallica was as young as well, you know, when they played this. I think they were like in their mid-30s or something, beginning, and I don't know. But I love this version because they kept this iconic riff, this until the end, and that kind of like sealed the deal so well. I loved how they made it their own. They switched around, you know, the order of things, and beautiful singing by the vocalist and playing. She didn't play the solo. It didn't really need it. You know, there was so much going on. I loved the drummer, how she was doing, you know, the harmony of her voice. And then the bass player, doesn't she look like Alexia? Like, maybe I'm crazy, but, you know, Alexia, I mean, not just because she's Mexican, but she literally has like a little bit of, let me see. Let me look at a picture of Alejandra, let's see. Alejandra Villarreal. Let's see here. Bassist. Here we go. Yeah, you know, a little bit, you know, not that much. From afar, and because there was not a lot. Although, you know, I mean, if you look at pictures, there is a little bit of, you know, like the eyebrows, you know, the small nose. She literally looks like Alexia a little bit. That's crazy. I'm gonna tell her, like, hey, I found your little twin. Let's see. This is like a picture that's where she's not making any faces. Yeah, like a younger Alexia. That's crazy. Let's see. This was great, man. This was great. So, how old are they now? Let's see. I mean, of course, this one must have been. So they've been playing since 2013. So since they were kids. It doesn't say. It doesn't say their names. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. But this was a great cover. I mean, if you like Metallica, you know, you'll appreciate this. And I'm sorry. I just love, you know, that because back in the 90s or 2000s, you know, metal was not very wasn't really accepted. And I remember when I was living in Mexico and we would because we were only playing metal and we were playing like this kind of stuff and Megadeth and Iron Maiden and stuff like that. And we would go to bars and be like, hey, you know, you need a band? Okay, yeah, okay, sure. What do you play? Well, you know, we play like Megadeth and Metallica and Motorhead and Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, and they're like, no, we need something in Spanish to keep these people drinking. You're gonna scare them away. So yeah, that was difficult. And now I love that, you know, metal is being more accepted in a country like Mexico. It took them a while. Like my mom always told me when we moved from Germany to Mexico, I was like shocked the first day I got there. But again, we moved to Puerto Vallarta. It's a very small, it was a town. Now it's a city. And, and she was like, yeah, this feels like 30 years ago in Germany. Like we're like in the past, you know? And I was like, not happy with it, of course. That's why, you know, like after I think 6 months, I went back to Germany back to study. And, but the rest is history. I came back to Mexico, of course. And 10 years later, you know, I met Alexia, and life has never been better. So yeah, there you have it. So this was a wonderful marathon. Thank you so much, Frank. I know that you're a big fan of all of these bands, and so I hope you had a great time, you know, and you really like some of these songs really blew my head off, you know, that I was really not expecting. Like with the warning, it's like a, you know, yeah, I know what I'm getting into. They're amazing, super talented, just amazing. But I didn't know what to expect with Tori Amos. She killed it. She totally killed it. I loved her version. Almost made me cry. NOFX was really cool because it was such a different take on Vincent from the original. Disturbed, again, totally killed it. I did not expect it to be so slow and peaceful and then just build and build and build and build, and it was amazing, this version. And then of course 2CELLOS. I mean, I've seen them before. Now I could be a little bit confusing them with Apocalyptica, because Apocalyptica is a band of 4 cello people, 4 cello players people, and they play a lot of Metallica. They even have I think an entire record where they only play Metallica. So 2CELLOS, I think they play everything, all sorts of music, not just metal. So yeah, I love that as well. So a great marathon all in all. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite song, which is your, have you seen these live? We're gonna see we're gonna see The Warning this year in the Red Rocks, which is just an amazing event. Any concert in Red Rocks is a trip, because you basically, you know, you sit on these, like, it's built like literally by the earth, you know, and also the acoustics and everything is just perfect because it's an amphitheater built by nature. So you look down on the stage, and we watched Pink Floyd there. Not Pink Floyd, but Brit Floyd, and they did an amazing job. But you can literally look over and you see like Denver and the mountains in the background. It's just a sight to be seen. It blows your mind. Like Red Rocks is like, every time I go to Red Rocks, I can't believe what I'm hearing and seeing, and it's just like you're being transported in a different reality. It's on, so I can't wait to see The Warning play there. Let's see. I just want to see if you are in the Denver area, and even if you're like, I don't know, if you live nearby in like Kansas or something, it's worth the drive, honestly. I mean, for us, it's an hour or 45 minutes, and trust me, it is worth it. Let's see. Just want to see something. Okay, they're gonna be in Madrid, Barcelona, Zurich. Wow, they're all over. I love that they're so successful, you know. It's crazy. I love it, man. Because that's what you know, a Mexican band needed, you know, a real recognition. And they did it. So it doesn't say anything like right now on, it's like the next 2 dates. Let's see. Denver. They're going to be in München in April, Prague, Paris. I mean, they're killing it, you know. It's wonderful. Could it be that we already missed the concert? That would suck. But well, it doesn't matter. I don't want to take more of your time away. Again, Frank, thank you so much for this marathon. It was a lot of fun. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And that's it. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.